offshoot, right?
Yeah.
All of us, if we were to create a child, the child is going to be on some level black.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I would think so.
Ain't no think so too. In this life, that's the only choice you got. Okay?
Yeah.
So, if that's true, how come it ain't true for Noah?
Well,
Well, let's see. Let's do a litmus test.
How could Noah have white kids
That's right.
and one black kid?
Not only does he has a white kid, he has an Asian kid, and a black kid, according to the story.
Okay.
Here's the problem. If you do the geography around the lie from the get-go. Now, see, you got to undo the story.
Yeah.
Noah is not God. Is that true?
No.
Okay. So how does Noah curse anybody? That's not God. And you let them tell you that, and you went for that part of the story that didn't make any sense. This is another man.
Christianity
Drunk.
Yeah.
With somebody else.
Yeah.
And the guy walks in and sees him, and he curses not him, but all the people.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
This must have been a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
I mean, he had to be better. He was better than Hitler.
Well, we went for that story.
Because
On the
in your mind, you know, when somebody tells you something, you got to do what's called critical analysis, right?
You should, yeah.
If you got good sense, even with what we're talking about, I tell everybody since I've known you, don't take my word for this. You betting your life on it. You need to go find out for yourself, just like I did.
Well, why didn't the minister contradict that system?
The minister got
the
his
black
training,
minister, yeah.
Buck, from white massa on the plantation.
There you go.
Okay?
There you go.
See, I asked Dr. Gum this because when I first bumped into him when he was the principal over at Longin, he was immersed in the church, and he's still the interpreter.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, Dr. Gum, you're an indigenous African. Now, we have an excuse. But in your case, they had African gods before white people got there. Did they not? Yes, they did. Well, then, why did you give up your gods? And you was running stuff when you had yours. You gave up yours, you took his, and now you don't run anything. What is wrong with this picture? Okay? But when you allow somebody else to define your reality, name you, okay? You're done. You are done.
That's true.
So, Noah, first of which this is a man. That's the first thing. So when the preacher stood up and started telling you the lie, you should have said, hold up, man. This ain't God, right? Nope. This ain't Jesus, right? This ain't no archangel, none of that, right? This ain't Gabriel, none of them, right?
Right.
That's all fairy tales too. But he's not even in that club.
Right.
All right? This is another guy.
That's true.
All right? And he curses a land, not a guy. You feel me? Now, here's where the geography don't match the story. Canaan land, Ham is Canaan land.
Right.
Canaan land is today what you would call Babylon or Iran.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Now, because white people love to define things, they have declared North Africa to be the Middle East. That means you ain't in it.
That's true.
We all sub-Saharan people.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to curse something, you done curse these people up here, bro. I'm not even in the mix. It can't be me. So, which way you going to have it? Okay? I'm not a Babylonian because you said the Babylonians did all geometry, math, and science. You told me I didn't do anything, so I'm not one of them. The Iranians would tell you straight up, quick, fast, in a hurry, they are Persian. Huh?
Yeah.
We are not Persian. Okay? We are all considered sub-Saharan Africans.
Yes.
Okay? So, which way is it? The lie falls apart so many different ways. If you know what it's like, look, I'm not one of these people that is associated with Canaan land.
Yeah.
Okay? So, how did the curse get on me? And the guy, that's like Delon cursing me. And my children get to curse.
Well, the Mormon church used it against
The Mormon church, hey man, if you believe that Jesus came and saw you know.
And then they finally apologized.
Look. First of which, it says in the Bible that when God comes, when Jesus comes, all eyes will see and all ears will hear. Is that not what they tell you?
True.
Huh?
That's true.
Then how did Jesus come to Utah? Talk to Joseph Smith. You didn't see him. You ain't heard him. Ain't nobody seen this but him.
Yeah.
And you believe that?
No.
You dumb as paint. You go, hey man, look, starting next week, I just want 10%. 5%.
I got it.
5%.
Well,
I give you a
I
discount.
respect you for what your work is doing, but in the past, we haven't had master teachers among us.
Then why are you sitting there listening to him?
Well, it was a way
That's
of
my
life.
question.
Well, you know, environment, you know more than what the
Look,
environment
man,
teaches
my
you.
wife is Pastor Ronald Lindsay's assistant.
Okay.
I like Ron. Keon and I have went in the snow and gave him furniture and delivered it, and ain't neither one of us in the club. You feel me? Did we not?
I got you.
Okay? I like him for what he does, but I do not declare Ron Lindsay my spiritual leader or guru, and he is not a historian.
Yeah.
We are very clear. He's like, Phil, I know you don't believe what I believe. You're absolutely right. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm not in the belief business. I'm 70 years old, and I'm going to walk around as a grown-ass man and talk about belief, and I'm betting my life, this one and the next one on it, and I don't know. I'm a damn fool.
I got you. Well, who built the Tower of Babylon?
What?
Man, is
Who's
you
the
serious?
architect of it?
What?
What
What
is
Tower of
he
Babylon you talking? Where is it?
It was in Babylon.
Really?
And according to the
It's in your back, man.
Didn't you get that last week, man? You didn't.
The
What you
white
hear
man
last week?
doesn't use that as control, brother. The control is.
He also tells you when they was building it, then all of a
the real
sudden-
control in the world is the white Mason and the Jew.
Talk to him.
All that stuff about the back don't count, brother. The man has got us all in slavery through the fact that
You ain't got to preach it to us. You the one that's amazing. You talk to the wrong person.
Be a slave if you sign up.
That's right.
well, we all signed.
No,
we
we
all
did not
ain't.
sign up.
We all ain't on the bus.
You a
bro.
30. You a 33. What'd you say? A 32nd degree
Mason.
Mason.
Mason signed up for it.
That's right.
But why would you go join?
No, I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
that's like joining the Shrine Circus. So, I mean, what? Are you an animal? Come on, man.
Well, I'm just
When
saying.
did this guy get to the point that he liked you so much you trust him for anything?
That's
When
right.
did he get to that point? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed this somewhere.
Well,
But I have never heard anywhere where white people like me. And I came from Whiteapolis, Minnesota, where it's always been integrated. I've always been around white people. They've always been nice to me. I've married a couple of them. I've been involved with them heavily.
Right.
But I have never been
Well, you
confused
wanna-
about,
you
at
wanna-
the end of the day, they do what's in their best interest, and I should do what's in my best
Yeah,
interest.
yeah, you-
That's what good sense
But
does.
you're one of the strong brothers that we have. I respect you for the work that you've done.
How old are
And
you,
what-
young man? Okay. At 22, have you had, and you don't have to confess if you don't want to, have you ever had some weed? Huh? You ever had any cocaine? You ever had any mescaline? Never had any kind of opiates, heroin? I have had all that. Okay? In big doses. From his age, from before. You're 22? I started when I was a teenager. Okay? And I went to about 40 or close to it. 35. Every day. Every day. Okay? So there comes a point when you can make a decision, I'm off the bus. I quit. Okay? I have my friends who I got involved in the trade. They all left the planet. Because they didn't know the difference between having fun on the weekend and making this a career move. Huh? I was a computer engineer. I had a real job making real money. I just did that stuff because I liked it.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I make money. Money don't make me. You feel me? That's how it should be with everything you put in your body. If you can't control it, you shouldn't mess with it.
That's true.
When it gets to the point that you can't control it, you can't say, I'm stopping, I'm done, then you shouldn't mess with it.
That's true.
I have, well, you can say whatever you want. When I decided I'm not doing no more cocaine, I'm not smoking no more weed. I used to drink a fifth of whiskey every day on top of all the other drugs. I was good at this. Like I said, I have always been one who believed whatever you do, be the best at it.
Yeah.
Okay? I have never believed in half-stepping. Ever. So if I was going to drink whiskey, I drank whiskey.
Yeah.
With my pure cocaine. And my good weed, okay? I always lived in the white neighborhood, so I got what the white boys had. I wouldn't mess around with colored stuff, okay? So my stuff wasn't cut, none of that, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to time for me to stop clowning, I stopped. Cut, end of story.
You went to another level.
Look, either you running your life or somebody else is running your
Sure.
life. There's only two choices you got at this. Okay? Now, if I'm going to hell, I'm going because of something I did, not something you did.
Right.
Okay? But when I got to be sane, I realized this was a bad idea. Not because I wasn't having fun, but it got to the point that, the truth be told, why I stopped, because I didn't have 3 days to recover. Hangover is like I couldn't recover in one day anymore. I'm like, man, I ain't got 2 or 3 days to wait, so I gotta give this up. This is way too much. My time's too valuable. And then I just got to the point that I grew up. See, you only need a crutch when you are disabled.
Right.
Huh? Men don't walk around with crutches and need help. They stand up tall and do what they have to do. So when I decided I didn't want to be a little boy anymore, I put down my toys and I started to be a straight up black man with a consciousness. See, it's one thing to be a black man, it's another thing to be a black man with a consciousness. Okay? Now, that what I said earlier, make sure you take that off that tape.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some people in the room that know I wasn't kidding. Huh?
Could we have been social engineered by the system to do what you just said you did?
Well, you socially engineered every day.
Those of us who went to college,
The further you
the
go,
first
you
thing
know,
that you were going to do when you got out of there is drink a lot of liquor.
what did Asa Hilliard say?
gonna
You know who Asa Hilliard was?
Huh?
Asa Hilliard III.
No, I don't know.
Okay, Asa was one of the Egyptologists.
Right.
Asa had a doctorate degree.
Mm-hmm.
He said the most dangerous Negroes on earth are those with PhDs.
Almost definitely.
Because the higher up you go in their system, the more you got to sell out to get the papers.
Well, if you got this European culture underneath you, you can't defend yourself.
This is what Dr. Clark told me, and this is what changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
When I started looking into African history, or black history as
Yeah.
we call it,
Right.
he said, African history is the missing pages. Nothing else is no other than the missing pages of world history.
Right.
So you can't just go study black history. You got to study world history. And then you can put the whole story back together. That's why when we talk about this, we start with the origin of man.
Mm-hmm.
History is the story of man.
That's true.
Well then, how are you going to tell me about the story of man and you start 25 million years into the story? The question becomes, even with the stuff that Santos does, the problem with Santos is he can't explain how they came to know that. Huh? But what Church Ward said is these little Africans studied it and watched it for that long, every day. That's how they knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So that's what we need to do.
That's true.
If you and I are about the same age, okay? But for some of you a little younger, if you spend 20, 30 years of your life getting socialized and niggerized, then you need to spend the next 20 undoing it. You need to be just as committed to undoing it as you were to getting
I know you're right.
You feel me? See, we go to school, we get all his garbage, and then you walk away, well, I don't believe that. Hell, it's in your bones, man. You ain't got no choice but to believe it. That's all you know.
That's true.
So unless you do something to take that cancer out, it's there.
That's true.
So when you empty the vase, You got to put something back in it.